Welcome to the in-group panel discussion. The topic today is how will generative AI transform the relationship between real estate marketplaces and agents? This event is sponsored by Frisbee. For 15 years, Frisbee has been creating software that helps marketplaces build personalized experiences at scale globally. I'm Konstantin Kalabin, Strategy Director at the in-group. I'll be a host and moderator for today's session. I hope you are ready to hear a panel discussion led by the in-group principal, Jonathan Turpin. Joining him on our virtual stage today are Paolo Sabatinelli, Chief Product Officer at Immobiliare, and Stefan Gunnarsson, founder and CEO of Proptexx, that's XX. Also on the program today is Tanguy Talon, VP Global Sales for Frisbee.
Welcome, Stefan and Paolo. There's been a lot of discussion recently of AI real estate marketplaces. A lot of that focus has been on search, but today we're going to pick up a slightly different area. We're going to look at how generative AI in particular can help the relationship between marketplaces and agents. I'm going to kick off by asking Stefan and Paolo, maybe Paolo go first, to give us the kind of brief 30-second kind of summary of you, and also give me an example of what you're most kind of proud of within the generative AI space that your business has been doing.
Hi everyone. I'm Paolo Sabatinelli, CPO at Immobiliare.it. We are a tech company based in Italy, and we build marketplaces for real estate vertical. We operate in Italy with the brand Immobiliare.it, but also in Spain, Greece, and Luxembourg, and we manage also the luxuryestate.com platform. So we build both the website and the mobile apps for the buyers, but also we provide a robust CRM for the real estate agents. So talking about AI, so far we have successfully developed 2 AI-based use cases. As you were mentioning, focus on improving the experience of the agents. The first one is about introducing a way for recognizing the content of the images and optimizing also the images. So allowing the agents to reduce the time and the effort on tagging images and automatize this process. While the second use case is about improving the accuracy of measuring the quality of the leads and their propensity of making a purchase. And we transform all this information into a quality score that we provide to the agents in order to allow them to prioritize better the high value leads versus the low value leads.
Brilliant. And Stefan, can you also give us a similar introduction, please?
Sure. So my name is Stefan Gunnarsson, CEO and founder of Proptexx, a software company that specializes in computer vision and generative AI for real estate. So what I'm the most proud of is the fact that 5 years ago, we saw the general use of AI being a matter of time. It was not about if it would happen. And imagine if we had a home search experience assisted by our preferences that could make suggestions just like Netflix does or Instagram. That's exactly what we're building in Proptexx.
Brilliant. So it's notable that you both have a strong focus on images. Is there a particular reason for that, kind of starting in that space rather than, being focused on text?
Yes, there are mainly 3 reasons. First of all, in our marketplace, so for real estate domain is a highly visual domain. So we see that our users often make decisions based on the property images. So That's why the AI-enhanced images can improve the first impression and the engagement of the users. So second is that the images are a very efficient channel that provide a vast amount of data quickly. So it's our interest on being able to capture all this information and transform in information that both the users but also the agents can understand. Third is a matter of improving the overall quality of our platform, which is related to the overall perception of our marketplace. So having a better quality of images can drive a better user experience for our users.
Stefan, for you, can I ask a slightly different question? You know, have you got a kind of strong view on the performance of what you do and how it actually impacts user behavior and impacts the kind of results in terms of lead generation and so on for the agents?
Yeah, so we have data currently showing a normal 2-minute listing viewing that you see normally going as high as 20-minute
Wow.
engagement. So just by allowing people to engage with the listing increases that engagement. We don't have data yet on the increase in conversions, but it's just a matter of time.
And kind of coming back to the original question to Paolo, you know, is there something special about images that, you know, you kind of centered your business there, or was that just, you know, the opportunity you saw at the time?
Well, it's a mix. On one side, we see high value on investing on these capabilities behind images. On the other side, also the technology behind is quite, let's say, I don't want to say a commodity, but it's solid. And also is, let's say, easier to find external services or to build an internal team that is capable to build these models behind image recognition or computer vision. So it's a mix of factors, the reason why also we started from this use case.
So as you both look forward, you know, to what you might be able to do in the future, you know, is there something, are there particular areas that you see as really big opportunities, you know, even bigger than what you're doing at the moment, maybe, in terms of the relationship between the marketplace and the agent? And also, you know, is there other low-hanging fruit, you think, that marketplaces, you know, should be able to access?
Yeah, I think the biggest opportunity here that is untapped right now is the generative AI linking into the transaction itself. So allowing for the valuations, which technically could be doable soon. So that's where I would see the biggest opportunity. It's all going that route in any case.
You mean a kind of a stronger version of automated valuation models?
Correct.
Yeah, and how you use them to drive activity on the site and so on. Interesting. And is there any other low-hanging fruit you see that marketplaces you feel can be getting at pretty quickly in the agent relationship?
Yeah, definitely. So the data that is being extracted from the behavior of the user can definitely be used. And this is what we are building right now, is to allow the marketplace and the agent to benefit from understanding the user and what they like before engaging. That's a low-hanging fruit.
Is that equivalent to what Paolo is doing on propensity modeling and understanding, you know, what the likely actions are of users?
Yeah, I guess so.
So Paolo, can I ask you a little bit about your propensity modeling? I mean, again, do you have a sense of you know, how that's improved lead generation for agents? Would you have any kind of stats or any user behavior changes you've seen as a result of the work you've done?
Well, during our tests, for those agents who are already capable to see these quality score coming from the potential buyers, we saw that they are more inclined to start from the messages coming from the power users rather than the less power users. So we see, I mean, we can track these behaviors directly in our CRM. So, I mean, this is going exactly to the direction and to the problem that we want to solve. No, often agents receive dozens of messages or calls every day, and it's a problem to being effective on giving the right quality of service for all of them. So we want to just to help them to properly prioritize this list of potential buyers, telling them which are the top ones that needs to be managed as soon as possible.
And can you just clarify what you mean by power users there?
Yeah, for example, a power users is a profile, so a users who is very active on our platform, who looking the pattern behind the different actions and behaviors, looks really interested on buying a house in a short-term period. Also, for example, we have multiple events that we can use to capture this behavior. For example, the number of listings that you are saving, the number of times that you are looking at the same listing, or the number of times that you are sharing this listing with others. So these are all ingredients that we are using to calculate and to understand in which kind of profile or persona you are. And the power users are the ones who have a higher percentage on being interested on purchase listings in a short term.
And have you got a good response from your agents now that you've introduced this technology? Have they noticed it, and are they kind of engaging with it strongly?
Yes, I mean, this is what the agents already do, but in a, let's say, analog way. So from their sixth sense, or coming from their experience. And we are just digitizing this process, helping them to increase the probability of capturing the real power users rather than the not ones. So, yeah, I mean, we are doing nothing else that improving an existing process using more data to support it.
Moving kind of slightly on to a different area, it's notable that agents are often poor in responding to leads, and buyers can also be kind of poor in responding to agents. Do you think there is a good space for generative AI to improve that kind of part of the relationship between agents and their clients? And, you know, because traditional chatbots haven't been kind of very effective here. Do you see Gen AI changing that? Stefan, if you could kind of pick that up first.
Yeah, sure. I mean, naturally, if a home buyer is not answering an agent, you could assume that he's not interested enough to take the time to at least engage. But what we believe is that, or what we're seeing in the data is that if you allow these home buyers to engage, you empower them so that they can visualize the projects themselves as if they were living there. It helps the journey. Same thing happened with 360 tours, etc. The engagement just gets much better. And
do you in any way create conversations with the consumers?
So that's interesting. This is why we're focusing on the imagery, and we all are now, because the truth is within the imagery. You can do so much with it. There's so much data available there, and we've just started the journey. We're scratching the surface there. So there's a lot of data that we can extract, both from the behavior during the listing viewing by the user, and matching that with what data we're extracting from the listing, from the imagery that is within the listing originally. So yes, that's down the road for sure.
Paolo, you know, when you look at the relationship between marketplaces and agents and consumers, do you think generative AI is going to allow you to have a stronger role in that set of conversations? Because, I mean, at the moment, often marketplaces simply hand off the conversations to the agents. Does it allow the marketplace to be more involved in that conversation?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, to me, this is the most relevant area where we have the biggest problem, but also where there is the biggest opportunity, but also probably is the most complex to, let's say, to solve, talking about the problem. So I believe that on the contrary of standard chatbots, which are, let's say, which need also a lot of effort to be developed, but also maintained, Gen AI-based chatbot or assistant could offer better experience, but also reduce the development cost. I believe that I see that there are four main, let's say, benefit from heading a Gen AI-based use case in this domain. The first one is about personalization. So Gen AI can tailor the conversation based on the user's profile and the user's behavior. Gen AI bot can be more proactive rather than standard chatbot. So they can, say, initiate a conversation and also recommend other listings rather than the ones that have been contacted. Gen AI bot are, let's say, can be easily integrated with other systems within the marketplace. CRM, the platform, but also other tools that we are using internally. And obviously, let's say a bot can be available 24 hours per 7. So in summary, the idea is to create and offer to the agents not a chatbot, but a virtual assistant that can be trained and can be tailored around the needs and the habits, not only of the end users, but also the habits of the agents.
And the beauty of that is it just pulls the marketplace back into the conversation where and as it's relevant as well.
Exactly.
I love that vision. That's a fantastic vision. Marketplaces are all about money. Do you think there are any immediate revenue opportunities that you can see out of generative AI for marketplaces? Stefan, as an outsider, as you look in, what are the opportunities you see for marketplaces to make money in this area reasonably quickly?
As we've been saying earlier, enriching and understanding the user, creating that profile that has value to the agent, ultimately, that's immediate ROI. And we are seeing that ourselves.
And so you mean using Gen AI to deepen the profile and then using that for much more effective matching and so on? Or are you thinking of other things?
Correct. Yeah, no. Understanding for once, before engaging who you're dealing with. Take an example. Somebody comes on a listing and starts telling the listing directly, put a bunk bed in this bedroom. Gives you an indication that that person has 2 kids, needs a school in the area, needs security around, has needs around that particular behavior.
Yeah.
So that has value. So that's an immediate low-hanging fruit ROI that I see. Yeah.
Paolo, where do you expect to make some money, if you expect to make some money in the near term out of generative AI?
Well, I have a different vision. As a, let's say, owner of the marketplace, the impact of this new technology is a way to improve the core activities of the agents. So it's about improving the quality of the contents, improving the relationship with the buyers, also analyzing the insights to invest more to our marketplace. So we don't want to monetize on these services. These are the must-have for a platform like our platform, because we believe that improving these aspects are going to improve the reputation of the platform. As a consequence, they will contribute to improve the user experience. So in cascade, this is going to accelerate the network effect, which is behind any marketplace, also behind our marketplace. So at the end of the story, better quality and better interaction means also higher competition between agents, and a higher competition means higher investment from the agents in our marketplace. So that's the reason why we don't want to monetize directly on these improvements, because let's say the return of this investment will come after, on the longer term.
So it's a powerful enabler. So one last question from me, going back to the title of this webinar. When we look back in 3 to 5 years, are we going to look back and say, wow, generative AI has really changed the way we work with agents, the relationship, etc.? Or are we going to just look back and say, oh no, it was another one of those kind of overhyped technologies and we've really not got that much out of it? What's your gut feeling on this? Maybe Stefan, kick off on that one.
Yeah, interesting question. So AI is here to stay. There's no doubt about that. and it's going to get better and better. The question, I think, is just how you implement AI within your business and you stay relevant. So the users are expecting marketplaces to actually start to offer these things. It is being widely used. So a marketplace that is not adopting or testing, at least, is not staying relevant in today's space. So to answer your question, overhyped technology, it's gonna be hyped, but definitely not overhyped, I guess.
Paolo, how do you feel? Do you think you're going to look back in 3 years' time and Immobiliare is going to have a very different kind of relationship because of Gen A with its agents?
No, not so much.
You're more the skeptic.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the story, our role is to connect supply and demand in the most efficient way. For the real estate sector, the role of the agent is crucial and will continue to be crucial. So what we do is simply to digitize as much as possible the process that connects supply and demand. And this new technology or any other new technology is going to accelerate this process of digitizing rather than disrupting the process itself. So at the end of the story, we see, we believe that AI capabilities can contribute to two things: improve the efficiency and the productivity of the agents. So Gen AI can automate some routine tasks and also analyze data that human can miss. And second, allow the agents to reduce the operative costs and to focus on their core skill set. So they don't have any more to reply to emails or scheduling events, but they need just to focus on the core activities of their job that AI cannot replicate.
We're going to have a very brief presentation from our sponsor, FreeSpeak. And Tanguy's just joined us, and he's going to talk about how Gen AI can enhance lead flow and conversations with consumers around the lead flow.
Thanks a lot. And yeah, I really enjoyed the conversation. I think that I'll be brief, as always, try to be as insightful as possible, but there's a lot of connection with what we heard so far. So give me 2 seconds. And let me dive straight in. So a very high-level way of presenting a journey, but basically there's a search, there's a lead or engaging on a property, and then there will be like conversation and connection happening down the road. We know that from marketplace point of view, yes, you want to work on how to improve the search or to improve the matching, but also how to detect the intention and the stage of the lead that we discussed a lot, and how you can, as a marketplace, engage, step in this conversation flow. And this is obviously Gen AI can help you on these two pillars somehow. And today I want to give slightly more example and detail on the second one, right? So how basically generative AI can help you as a marketplace to create this personalized engagement at scale with your agents, potentially also with the buyers. And I want to deep dive slightly more on how you can do that. So if we stay on this journey and if we look at a conversation, right, there's a connection happening. You see that as the marketplace. Okay, a buyer engage with an agent. The first thing you can look at, and that is, I guess most of you are doing, is looking at the context of this connection. When is it happening? What is the media? Is it a phone call? Is it an email? Is it any kind of chat? What it is about, the listing, the price, the localization, how long is the conversation, or how quickly is answered, and etc. The context of the conversation. You don't really need Gen AI at this stage. Where you can go a step further is actually look at the content of the conversation. So basically what is said between the lead and the agent, the buyer and the agent. So you're no longer on the metadata of the conversation that you can check quite easily somehow. You need to go into the detail of what's said. What is the topic? What is the sentiment of the conversation? What is the output? And this is where obviously Gen AI is very important. So it can read the text, or you can transcribe a voice into text and then gets understanding of what is said. And as a marketplace, since you have thousands of conversations, you definitely need help to get there. But at this stage, you're still quite spot on, right? So you look at one single event, trying to get the most of it. What is key also is to look at all the things that happened earlier. And I will connect with the power user that Paolo mentioned, like, okay, what is this, what has done this buyer earlier? So obviously, like everything on your website, but also like at which stage of the research, is it also a seller lead? What the level of urgency? Is it someone looking at the same kind of property with the idea on the price and etc.? Or is it someone popping in every Sunday to look at this beautiful villa that will never buy? So, and there, again, Gen AI will help you because there's so many data. It will help you cut through the noise and build these trends and this logic and help you have a more granular somehow audiences than just a power user, but maybe, okay, it's a motivated first-time buyer. It's a validated seller plus this kind of criteria. And so this is why, again, Gen AI, if you combine lead journey, conversation context, conversation content, Gen AI can definitely help you understand the intention and the stage, and ideally also help you jump in. If you know that, then you can start to deliver more value. And I'm just going to give you one example. I will stop here, I promise, is this kind of notification you could be sending. There's plenty more examples. It's just like, hey, Julia, I've just seen that you had a conversation sent to Earth Marketplace about this rooftop 2-bedroom in Highbury. We know that this person is a first-time caller, very beginning of the search, but consistently looking at property in Islington up to this price. And if you click here, you can see even more insights about this person. And the more you will give to the agent, the more efficient they will be, and the better they can, and the faster and the better they can sell. And so the better you can support them, basically. And yes, this is what we do at Frisbee, helping marketplaces build this kind of personalized engagement at scale.
Thank you to our audience for sticking with us, because most of you have stuck with us all the way. Really good discussion. Tanguy, thank you very much to Frisbee for helping us put these events on. Many thanks.
Until next time, until the next event, goodbye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.